guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to week 2 of Mermay. For the month of May, I'm going to be drawing 5 different characters from 5 different popular types of mermaids. For the first week, we did the Siren and we talked about her and her characterization a little bit. I absolutely loved how it turned out. The different tones from the warm, like human upper half to the cool, deep, dark mermaid lower half. I think it turned out so cool. So for week 2, what I want to do is actually my favorite kind of mermaid. We are doing Selkies today. And a Selkie is more of a mythological creature than it is technically a mermaid, because instead of being like a half fish, half human being, what a Selkie is a creature that is actually a seal in the water that can then shed its seal skin to become a human on land. It's a figure of, I believe, Celtic mythology, and I learned about it when I was very little. I had this like big book of mermaids and it was one of the types listed in there, and I absolutely fell in love with it because I thought the idea of a seal mermaid was so unique. A lot of the time you get like dolphins or fish or sometimes shark, but I never saw a seal before. I really thought it was very cool. So for this character, I'm not going to be doing the classic like seal in the water, human on land. I am going to be combining the two of them into a mermaid-like creature because I just think that's a very, very fun concept for a mermaid. Now, to start out here, the myth of the Selkie, from what I remember, kind of goes like this. If you were to catch a Selkie on land without her seal skin, and you then found that skin, then the Selkie would have to essentially stay on land as a human forever. And I believe generally the myth would go that the sailor or land dweller or whoever found the skin, the Selkie would then be obligated to marry, which is kind of messed up if you ask me. But the curse of the marriage would be that the Selkie would always be trying to get back home, to return to the sea, which I love for her. So I think it was kind of one of those cautionary tales of like, if you force someone to be where they don't want to be, they're inevitably going to leave that position. I don't really like this pose. I just got back from Monterey a little while ago, and one of my favorite things about Monterey and the California coast in general is the California sea lions. I really love watching them kind of just laze about, and I know that the Selkie is a seal and not a sea lion. Those are two very different creatures, but I kind of want to do the same sort of vibe of just kind of having a nice, relaxing, lazy day. Just nothing to do. That's the vibe I'm going for here. Maybe propped up on one elbow here, like that. And then I gotta make use of this vertical space somehow, because I've already committed to a vertical composition, and I don't really feel like changing it. I've always seen Selkies as kind of like a stubby mermaid compared to the traditional, like really long, really graceful mermaids. I just think seals give off a very goofy vibe, and I'd like to see that in this character as well. And something I definitely want to make sure I portray in this character is I want to definitely make her a plus size character, because seals are an Arctic species and they have a lot of fat and blubber to keep them warm. So logically, a Selkie should have that as well. And I think if you translate blubber to like a human characteristic, you're going to get a plus-sized character. Oh, I like this. I like this pose. This is cute. So as I was explaining the Selkie mythos a little earlier, I was kind of thinking to myself how interesting it is that in a lot of mermaid myths and legends, a lot of the time they're like turning into humans when they go on land. But then it's also interesting that in a lot of other depictions of mermaids, if they were to go on land, they would dry out and die. And I think it's just kind of the story that you're trying to tell. I have a better idea with this tale. For example, if you have a story like Aquamarine, I think is the first one that comes to mind, because that came out when I was a child and I based a lot of my mermaid knowledge around that movie. If you have a story like that, it's going to be very difficult to tell if you can't take the mermaid out of the ocean, if you can't put her in the same environment as the rest of the characters in the story. I'm struggling to think of a depiction at the moment where the mermaid actually can't go on land, but I personally think that that is the more logical decision. Unless it's an amphibious animal, I don't know of any other species or creatures that would be able to transform depending on whether or not they're in the water. So I don't know about anyone else, but I think personally, I prefer when mermaids stay mermaids and they don't transform on land. I just think it makes them a little bit more realistic. I really want to go with the eyes because seals have those like really big, really dark eyes. I want to try and mimic that by giving her some really big irises. And I think when I render them, I'll either make them like a very dark brown, or I might just go completely black with them. She is definitely going to have freckles because seals have those adorable little spots on them. Ooh, and then the eyebrows I think are going to be these little tiny eyebrows. I'm just trying to bring as many seal characteristics into this character as possible. Just fill in the eyes here just so you can get a better idea of my vision. Yeah, I think that's very fitting for a Selkie character. Eyelashes, so cute. I usually give mermaids pointed ears, but I kind of want to allude to the fact that she is half human, so I'm gonna give her some regular shaped ears. We'll see if I remember that when it comes to rendering. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, I love this little pose I've given her. She is adorable. And then for the hair, I think I just want some like nice, slick black hair. Because when you think of a seal, or at least when I think of a seal, I think of how smooth they are when they're wet. Like they can be very fluffy and cute on land, especially baby seals. They're just little balls of puff, but definitely when they go in the water, they're just like very sleek and very smooth. So I want to try and emulate that with the hair a little bit. I hardly ever do a hard part like this, but I kind of feel like it needs it in order to get that nice smooth texture. Maybe a little bit coming down the shoulder here. I don't know if I'll keep that. That might be something that I change in rendering. But I want it to look like she just got out of the water. And you know when you get out of the water, especially when you have long hair and your hair is just sticking to everything, that's the kind of look I'm going for right now. Let's move this tail back so it's not just barely touching her head. And we've still kind of gone for a horizontal composition here, even with the vertical canvas, but I think it works. I'm debating, because on my other mermaids I give them like fins where a fish's fins would be, but a seal is a little different in the sense that like it has arms. So if I were to put like a set of flippers here, that would almost be like giving her a second set of arms. I can't tell if I like that or not. I'll leave it for now and I'll decide in the render whether or not I want to keep it. Fix it in post. God, I'm so tempted to flip this canvas so that I can actually put this in a horizontal composition. I think I'm gonna make up for it by doing like a nice, maybe like a rock formation back here with some waves splashing off of it. That might be cute. I'll keep that. I'll keep this like background sketch in here just to kind of remind myself. Oh, she's adorable. All right, I am very happy with this. A+ job, if I do say so myself. All right, I think that is about it. Let me raise this one eyebrow so it's a little more even with the other one. But there you go. That is our Selkie. I'm very happy with that. Oh, she's so cute. Selkies, again, have always been my favorite mermaid ever since I learned about their existence. So I'm so happy to include her in Mermaid this year. And I'm really excited to render this one. She looks so adorable. But yeah, I will leave you guys here and I will meet you back here with the rendered version and we'll talk a little bit more about it. All right, see you then. Hi guys, I am back with our fully rendered Selkie drawing. I absolutely love her so much. This is one of my favorite drawings of a Selkie I've ever done, and I used to draw a lot of them when I was a kid. I'm so in love with the mass of freckles that turn into the spots on the seal half. The really sleek hair, the really big dark eyes. Absolutely love this one. The only thing I wish I had done differently about this is I wish I had either oriented the canvas to be a landscape composition or I wish I had drawn the character in more of a vertical composition. Because I think that the way that she's laying dead center in the middle of a vertical canvas laying horizontally makes it look really crowded in the middle, and then on the top and bottom there's just not enough going on. So if I could change one thing about this drawing, I think it would be the composition. However, I absolutely love the character. I like the colors in the background a lot, how the sky is the same cool hues as the seal tail and her skin is a little bit warmer like the rocks. Yeah, I'm very pleased with this one. She is so cute, and as I'm recording this, I cannot wait for you guys to see her, even though I know this won't be coming out for another few weeks. I'm recording this May 2nd right now, so it's gonna be a while until you guys actually get to see this one. But yeah, I had so much fun with this character. If you would like to see some of my other art, you can find me on Instagram under Threadwing. If you head over to my Instagram, you will see that I have a second Mermay series going on right now, and that is mermaids inspired by sushi and different kinds of Japanese American food. If you would like to see speed draws of those mermaids, you can actually head over to my TikTok and find those there. If you would like to see a speed draw of this mermaid, you can find her in my shorts here on YouTube. I have also started streaming on Twitch. If you're watching this video the day it comes out, I will be live tonight at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And finally, I do have a Patreon if you guys want to follow me there. It is the absolute best way to support me and this channel. And you get tons of early access and exclusive content there, including all of the sketches from both of my Mermay series up early. And lastly, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel so you can find your way back here for next week's video. I will see you all then for week 3. Bye.